Planning a weekend trip. Sarah and her friend James were sitting in a cozy cafe one rainy afternoon, sipping on their hot coffee. They hadn't seen each other in weeks, so they were excited to catch up. As they chatted about work and life, James suddenly said,
"You know what, Sarah? I think I'm going to go on a trip this weekend. I need a break from all the stress."
Sarah's eyes lit up. That sounds amazing. Where are you going to go? She asked.
"I'm not sure yet,"
James replied.
"but I think I will go somewhere with fresh air and beautiful scenery. Maybe a beach or the mountains. What about you? Are you going to do anything special this weekend?"
Sarah smiled and said, "Actually, I will stay home and finally finish that book I've been reading. But now that you mention it, I'm thinking I might join you if you decide on a place. It sounds like a perfect idea."
"Really?"
James grinned.
"Great. I will search for some options, and we can decide together. How about that?"
Sure, Sarah nodded. We should plan everything carefully. We're going to need a place to stay, and I will check the weather to make sure it's not going to rain.
"Good idea."
James said.
"And I will look up some fun activities we can do once we're there. I've always wanted to try kayaking or hiking."
Kayaking sounds fun, Sarah replied. But I think I'm going to be too scared to try it.
"Don't worry,"
James laughed.
"I will make sure you're safe. And who knows? You might end up loving it."
Sarah felt excited now. Okay, you've convinced me. I will try kayaking. Oh, and I am going to pack some snacks for the trip. You always forget to bring food. James chuckled.
"True. And I will bring my camera so we can take lots of pictures. This trip is going to be unforgettable."
The two friends spent the next hour planning every detail of their weekend adventure. They decided they would rent a car early Saturday morning, and they would leave by 7 a.m. I will pick you up at your house, James said. And then we are going to head straight to the mountains. Perfect, Sarah replied. I will set my alarm so I won't oversleep. As they continued planning, they realized they needed to make a list. We are going to buy sunscreen, bug spray, water bottles, and maybe a small first aid kit, Sarah suggested. Good thinking.
"Good thinking. And I will bring a blanket so we can have a picnic by the lake."
That sounds wonderful, Sarah said. Oh, I almost forgot. I will need to charge my phone tonight. I am going to want to take so many pictures.
"Yes, definitely do that."
James nodded.
"And speaking of phones, I will download a map of the area just in case we don't have a signal."
Smart, Sarah said. You're always so prepared. The more they planned, the more excited they became.
"You know,"
James said thoughtfully,
"I think this trip is going to be exactly what we need."
Sarah agreed. Yes, it's going to be a great escape from the usual routine. We will come back feeling refreshed and ready to face anything.
"Absolutely,"
James smiled.
"I will make sure it's the best weekend ever."
By the time they finished their coffee, they had planned out everything. All right, Sarah said, standing up. I am going to start packing tonight. I don't want to forget anything.
"And I will see you bright and early on Saturday,"
James replied. As they left the cafe, both of them felt a sense of excitement and adventure. They knew their trip was going to be full of laughter, fun, and new memories.
Vocabulary. Adventure, noun. Meaning, an exciting experience or activity. Example, the two friends spent the next hour planning every detail of their weekend adventure. Convince, verb. Meaning, to make someone agree to do something or believe in something. Example, okay, you've convinced me. I will try kayaking. Prepared, adjective. Meaning, ready for something, having made plans or arrangements. Example, you're always so prepared. Escape, noun. Meaning, a way to get away from something, such as everyday routine or stress. Example, yes, it's going to be a great escape from the usual routine. Spontaneous, adjective. Meaning, done or decided without planning, sudden and impulsive. Example, they couldn't wait to see where their spontaneous decision would take them. unforgettable, adjective. Meaning, so good or important that you cannot forget it. Example, this trip is going to be unforgettable. Alarm, noun. Meaning, a device or signal that wakes you up or alerts you. Example, I will set my alarm so I won't oversleep. Picnic, noun. Meaning, a meal eaten outdoors, usually on a blanket. Example, and I will bring a blanket, so we can have a picnic by the lake. Option, noun. Meaning, a choice or possibility. Example, I will search for some options, and we can decide together. Refresh, verb. Meaning, to feel more energetic or to make someone feel this way. Example, we will come back feeling refreshed and ready to face anything. Chuckle, verb. Meaning, to laugh quietly or softly. Example, James chuckled, true. And I will bring my camera. Grin, verb. Meaning, to smile widely. Example, really? James grinned. Great. I will search for some options. Lit up, phrasal verb. Meaning, to become excited or animated. Example, Sarah's eyes lit up. That sounds amazing.
Goodbye.
Once I wouldn't say it, would I?
Once you wouldn't.
Well, goodbye.